For my Patreon, I have a raffle every 2 months, and that one person that's chosen in the raffle gets to decide what I review or make a top 10 of. And as part of the Patreon review raffle, Jonathan Sally has requested the 2005 TV series Coconut Fred Fruit Salad Island.
Yay, me!
Okay, Coconut Fred. You get SpongeBob. He's a coconut now.
Thanks for coming, everybody! Good night!
Hello!
Why have a coconut when you can have a cock in my nut? Honk honk. This was a show I used to watch when it was on Kids WB Saturday mornings, but it wasn't anything I looked forward to. I mean, I think Mucha Lucha he got that played after, so I just sat through this. Really, this show is just okay. So let's find out why Coconut Fred is the 5th worst cartoon ever, in no particular order. Every episode features the happy-go-lucky Coconut Fred living on an island being both optimistic and annoying. Anyone who's annoyed by him suffers, and anyone who partakes in Fred's stupidity makes it out in one piece. You're either with him or against him. But this is nothing like SpongeBob whatsoever.
And I have lots of great ideas sloshing around in my head. Slosh, 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 slosh.
What's kinda different is Fred actually has powers. From the opening credits, we see he created the island and all who live upon it. And whenever his imagination starts to wander, Fred can manifest creatures or events into reality.
What if pogo stick pirates attacked the island? And what if a giant octopus tried to put Bingo on top of his ice cream sundae? What if alien invaders came from a faraway world?
What if I'm taking a shower and I slip on a bar of soap? Oh my god, I'd be killed!
Now that's the power of using your
Imagination,
yeah. I'll elaborate on the fact Coconut Fred is an all-powerful, godlike figure later, but you may have heard his voice before. He's played by a voice actor who's done so many memorable characters, but also regrets several of the ones he's done. And his name is Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Come on, guys,
His
please,
name
stop it.
is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert.
He does not look back fondly on this show. Here's an excerpt from his podcast, Talkin' Tunes.
But you and I worked together on Coconut Fred.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Which was the most surreal gig for me because I knew that it was an unabashed knockoff of SpongeBob, Coconut Fred. You know, Warner Brothers thought, hey man, how can we hitch our star to the SpongeBob wagon?
Yeah.
I don't even know if anybody out there, God bless you guys, remember Coconut Fred, because it was
funny show.
It was odd and looked weird, and it was kind of a fevered dream.
I don't think that many people like this show. There's not even a DVD available, so I'd like to thank the co-creator of Coconut Fred for putting up some of the episodes on YouTube himself. Oh wait, you know what? I take it back. 240p resolution? Fuck that guy. I guess Warner Brothers doesn't care this show is on YouTube. It only lasted 13 episodes. Well, they only aired the first 9, went on a 5-month hiatus, and hyped up the last 4 as Season 2.
Oh, you lit it again!
Perhaps if they didn't give him eyes that resemble that of a serial killer, he'd be a little more appealing. Not like his friends are any better. Fred's entourage includes these banana twins Slip and Slide, the dumb bickering hillbillies. There's no difference between the two, they're just dumb and the first to go along with Fred's antics. And how about Bingo Cherry, who's small and weak and lives in constant fear of what Fred will do?
Is that you? Guess what? I've got exciting plans.
Exciting plans?
It's pretty weird our happy main character is the bully to this child. Shouldn't Fred, stick up for the little guy instead of terrorizing him. For some reason, they're still friends. I don't know why. And then you have Green Rind, the watermelon captain. He too fears Fred, but as a captain, he has a set of rules he writes down on a massive whiteboard. Fred's powers have no apparent restrictions, yet he remains loyal to the whiteboard.
And no volcanoes.
That's no volcanoes.
But what about Melvin? Mr. Greenrod made a stanky wind.
I did not. It came from the volcano.
But you said we didn't have a volcano.
We didn't.
All these characters either condone or fear Fred's weird antics. It's a very surreal cartoon. There's almost no structure or rules to anything. I mean, if you've seen one episode, you've seen them all. But there was one that stuck out to me, and I'm sure anyone else who was obsessed with video games and happened to catch it on TV. The episode in question is entitled Sir Nut-A-Lot. What's so special about this episode? Well, look at what they reference throughout. Oh my fuck. Here was a very special episode where Coconut Fred and his friends wonder, what if life was like a video game?
What if life were more like a video game?
Shut up! I was impressed when I saw this as it aired. This was one of the few times I ever saw a cartoon make reference to a video game that wasn't the typical Mario or Pac-Man. References only a certain niche of people will understand. Final Fantasy and the Konami Code.
Arriba, arriba, abajo, abajo, izquierda, derecha, izquierda, derecha, ve a comienzo.
It's common knowledge in gaming, but it wasn't well known to your average TV executive thinking, put a video game reference in. Kids love the Mario Brothers. I look at cartoons today and I see people my age or higher are putting in references to games my generation grew up with. It's crazy. To see stuff like Resident Evil 4 on a poster in Clarence, or a set of Game Boys used to compose music in Steven Universe. If Wreck-It Ralph came out when I was a kid, it would have blown my mind. Consider when this came out 2005, before all this social media, nobody knew who made these shows. Like, was it one cartoonist with a bunch of Korean animators? Was it a bunch of executives? I had no idea. Seeing these references gave me just a little insight on what the crew of these cartoons were like. Coconut Fred made me realize the people who make these shows are really into the same stuff I'm into. If this show had any personal value to me, surprisingly and superficially, it would be that. Still, not that good of a show.
The Way Out of the Way road trip hits high gear with Jackie Chan Adventures next, followed by Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! Here on Kids WB.
And now, Fresh and New Saturday continues with an all-new Mucha Lucha Gigante here on Kids WB.
Yay me? Do not yay this fool. Nobody was yaying you. The fact you had to tell people to yay you is on the pathetic level of telling an audience,
Please clap.
yeah, I say the show is just okay, but I think it becomes a lot more funnier and tragic if you view Fred as an abusive, immortal tormentor. Sort of like a cross between SpongeBob and Freddy Krueger.
This is it, Bingo. Your first dental exam. Isn't it great?
I guess.
Here we are.
He's incapable of feeling any emotions besides joy. People question, why must we feel emotions and can't just be happy all the time? If you don't have any human emotions, you'll end up like this maniac not knowing what suffering is, thus unknowingly hurting everyone.
I'm angry.
Angry. Is that the feeling you get when you find taffy in the sand?
No, it's the feeling that makes you so frustrated that you wanna scream.
I don't know that one.
The show is so one note and Fred has no other emotions. He's always happy and on top of things. There's no loss or setbacks for him. Even SpongeBob felt down a couple of times.
April Fools!
you little sausage!
Compare Coconut Fred to any similar surreal cartoon of recent memory, your Uncle Grandpa or Pickle and Peanut. They're wacky and nearly carefree, but they're not invulnerable. At least they had moments where it was just them, you know, keeping it real, realizing they're in danger. Going back to the likes of Looney Tunes, even Bugs Bunny, who liked to mess with people and be one step ahead, expressed fear or anger. There were times where he was in danger and had vulnerability. Coconut Fred has no conflict. Maybe that was the intent. I guess this would be sort of a escapism fantasy, the life kids wish they had. If the life kids wish they had was causing suffering, this really is a horror movie from the monster's perspective. Every episode, Fred does something bad, people suffer, he then decides to stop doing something bad like a force of nature. He shows up, and fucks off.
Hooray! The panic game again! Wow! Wow! I said I wanted to play it again, and now I am! Wow!
He's an unstoppable force and the immovable object. If he's able to give life to inanimate objects and create world-altering events with his thoughts, we can conclude Coconut Fred is one of the most powerful creatures in fiction. Unless you're one of the chuckle nuts who go along with Fred's antics, you'll fear the man who created you. It's like that one Twilight Zone episode where the kid has powers and everyone has to do what he says. Well, I never saw that Twilight Zone episode, but I saw all the parodies, so that counts.
Oh, there, that's better.
Much better. Oh, good. The curtains are on fire.
It's good that you made that awful thing, Bart. It's real good.
I guess the word Mary Sue wouldn't apply exactly when his abilities exceed far beyond Superman or Goku and are on the level of biblical gods. In an early episode, there's a lemon attempting to escape the island who wants nothing to do with any of this, but Coconut Fred thwarts the non-believer.
I can't take another day. I must get off the island before...
Good morning, Wiki!
Just think about this. The first thing Coconut Fred creates, sand, dust, dirt, the ground. Genesis 2:7, the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. The wall of rules Fred follows, the commandments, Habakkuk 3:17-19, through the cherry trees don't blossom and the strawberries don't ripen, through the apples are worm-eaten. I'm singing joyful praises to God.
Yay, me!
If Fred truly is the perfect omniscient being, that's what might have made him uninteresting to so many viewers who rejected the show. Who wants to watch a perfect character with zero flaws? You always hear nerds say Superman has no weakness, thus making him boring. At least Superman has emotions and morality. Coconut Fred is true chaotic neutral, not caring who he helps or hurts. He's more powerful than Superman, Goku, One Punch Man, 2007 Chuck Norris jokes, Galactus, and Ned Flanders in the Simpsons wrestling video game. His catchphrase, "Yay, me," implies we should be worshipping him. But I refuse. I'll be the wheelchair guy in Batman Vagina Superman. I'll climb the bronze statue erected in honor of Fred, in which I will scribe the words, "False God," across his face. Eva F. Nia, Fred.
At least there isn't a big hairy giant chasing after me.
Hey, Mr. Googman! I want first place!
What's that? Kids WB is having a party? Where? At the Nut Hut? Oh, cool! We'll invite everybody! But wait, you can only get in if you bring something new! I'm bringing brand new Kids WB episodes! What are you bringing?
A new perfume?
The Mikado arm.
We should be the paparazzi! Can somebody bring some ice? It's a Kids WB Bring the New!
Saturday.
Join the party next weekend beginning at 8 a.m. following the Pillowhead Hour.